G'day guys, how are we going? Well, how to do a hill start recovery in your four drive. So now we're going forwards down a steep hill, and there's a couple of scenarios that could happen to you. So how are you going to deal with them? Well, the first one is, well, you might have selected the wrong gear and your four drive's starting to run away, starting to get a bit too fast, and now you want to change gears. So how are you going to deal with that one? And the other one is, well, you might be going down this steep hill and you've been on the brakes a fair while and now your brakes are starting to fade, so you're starting to lose brakes. How are you going to deal with both those situations? Well, jump in and we're going to have a chat about that. Let's go. Right, here we go. So we're going to talk about both of those scenarios on a steep downhill track. Firstly, you might have selected the wrong gear. Now I'm currently in second gear, low range, yeah, cruising along all right. And the other one is, you might have been going down a steep hill for a long time. There's plenty of them in the high country. And you might have been using your brakes just a little bit too much. And now they're getting hot. And they're getting to the point now where they're sort of not working really well at all. Really dangerous situation if you get into one of those. So I'm going to come around here again. I'm in second gear, low range, and now it sort of drops off now. Really back then I should have gone back to probably first gear, but I'm committed now, and you don't want to jump on the clutch going down a steep hill, because as soon as you do that you lose one of your braking situations between your gearbox and your engine. So I'm just going to slow it down as much as I can and just stall it right here. Right, here we are, stalled. Now I've got 2 points of braking now holding my vehicle here. I've got my foot firmly planted on the brake down there. I'm still in second gear, low range. So I've got the gearbox and the engine there working well as a second option. Get that handbrake on. Now I've got 3 points of braking holding myself here on the hill, nice and safe. And the other one, last one you do is just grab that key and just click it back, one click. Don't go back twice or all the way back, because if you go all the way back and you bump that steering wheel, well then your steering wheel is going to potentially lock, and then you got another problem you got to try and get out of that with on this steep hill. So just go back that one click and your steering wheel's not going to lock, as you can see. Righto, so now you just might want to kick back and sit for a while. Now it's nice and safe, you're not going anywhere. Now on that, if that happens to you, you know, where you've been on your brakes for a long time and yeah, they're starting to get hot and now they're not working, brakes are getting soft and they're not working, well, if you can make it to a next washout down the track, well, that's all great if you can make it there, but you mightn't have that luxury, you mightn't have that opportunity to get there. So if your brakes are really starting to fade, you want to stop that vehicle pretty quickly. So you just might have to do it right where you are. Let those brakes cool down and just sit here, you know, for 5 or 10 minutes. Like I said, you know, not going anywhere. 3 points of braking, you know, hold me here, no worries, so it's not going to slip and slide and go anywhere. So you just might have a kick back here, you know, for that 5-10 minutes. Let those brakes cool down before you move on and go again. But you know, you might have to do this, you know, a number of times by the time you get to the bottom, because there's plenty of steep downhill tracks here in the high country where you just might have to have, if you're experiencing that problem, you might have to do it a few times. And then the other option is like what I'm in here. So I'm in second gear, low range, when I should have gone back to first, back up there before I started coming down through here, because my four drive's, you know, starting to run away a fair bit. So the last thing you want to do is try and change gears midway down a steep hill. Don't ever touch that clutch and think you can, you know, quickly change it from second into first, because I tell you what, if you get it wrong and you miss that gear change, feeding and gravity's going to grab hold of you pretty quickly, and you're going to start racing down that hill, and then panic's going to really set in because you already got your adrenaline's already going. So the last thing you want is do that. So the safest option is pull it up like I've showed you here, 3 points of braking holding you here on the hill. So now I've got to get it from second gear back into first gear so I can continue on down this track. So while I've still got 3 points, I'm going to leave my handbrake. So I'm going to go clutch in now, clutch in first, up into first gear, foot off the clutch, now back to 3 points, hold me here on the hill. Now the next one is, now you want to get your engine started. So next one is, I'm going to release that handbrake right off. So now I'm back to 2 points of braking now, hold me on the hill. Gearbox, engine is 1, and that foot still firmly planted down there on the foot brake. So now we've got to get the engine started and get going. Now we're going to start this engine in gear with no clutch, all right? So I've already got gravity on my side wanting to take me down the hill. So it's going to work, no worries, starting this vehicle in gear, going down this hill. So here we go. So I'm just going to let that brake off, the foot brake down there. It's going to let it off just a little bit. It'll start moving, but that's all fine. Just until that foot's just about off that brake, like it is now. And Now I'm just going to turn that key over. Here we go. It moved a little bit, but that's all fine. We're still sitting here. Look, I've got no foot on the brakes. Moving a little bit. Just turn that key over, hand on the steering wheel, and here we go. Turn that key over, and there we go. And it's as simple as that. Right, it might look very easy, but you've got to practice these things, right? Now there's 3 scenarios I've shown you now in a stall recovery that you might get yourself into out in the bush. One's you go up a steep hill and you might reverse yourself back down again. The other one is going up a steep hill and you want to continue on, showing you that one. And now this one, you're going down a steep hill forward, and you come up with those couple of problems you might have with wrong gear and brake fade. And there you go, guys. I hope those 3 tips I've given you there on how to do hill start recoveries, a couple of options, check them out, practice them, and you'll have a good safe trip when you're out in the bush there. So until then, fair chance, I'll see you out there one day, I reckon. Hooroo. Catch you later on. See ya.